Top story at this hour, an Indian Army colonel, his wife and son and 4 soldiers have been killed in an ambush by terrorists near the border with Myanmar in Manipur. The terror attack, one of the deadliest in the region in recent times, took place at 10 a.m. in Manipur's Chorachandpur district. The Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has condemned the attack and given his condolences. The cowardly attack, he tweeted, on an Assam Rifles convoy in Manipur is extremely painful and condemnable. The nation has lost 5 brave soldiers, including CO-46 of the Assam Rifles and 2 family members. My condolences to the bereaved families. The perpetrators will be brought to justice soon, Mr. Rajnath Singh tweeted. The Chief Minister, Biren Singh, has also tweeted strongly condemning the cowardly attack on this Assam Rifles convoy. And he says the state forces and paramilitary is already on their job to track down the militants. The perpetrators will be brought to justice.
Learned that some militant terrorist group have ambushed and killed the one Assam Rifles officer along with his family. And it is very unfortunate, and I strongly condemn this type of cowardly act. He was traveling along with his family, the Assam Rifles show. So this type of act is strongly condemned, and mass combing operation along with the paramilitary forces and the police commandos has started in the area to nab the culprit, and justice will be delivered. We'll definitely put them.
And joining us now is Lieutenant General Shokeen Chauhan, the former DG of the Assam Rifles, the former chairman of the Ceasefire Monitoring Group. Let's go across, Mr. Chauhan, first. So, first and foremost, your reaction. I want to ask whether this is the first time or if it's in a long time that civilians have died in an ambush in this district, in an area like this, because certainly sitting here in a studio far away from this district in Manipur, at least in my memory, as a reporter, as a journalist, it seems unusual to be reporting the death of civilians, family members also.
Sarah, I agree with you entirely. I'm deeply shocked, deeply distressed by this loss of lives. My deepest condolences to the families of the bereaved soldiers, and of course the commanding officer, his wife, his son. This is just not done. It's never been done. We've had we've had attacks before on our force. We've suffered casualties, but this kind of issue has just not been done. And this is not something we can say was done by mistake, because they would have known that the commanding officer had gone to the company operating base. They would have known the strength. They would have seen who all were with him, and he was returning from the company operating base. So this is deliberate. It's actually something that needs to be not just condemned, but the perpetrators need to be brought to justice immediately, and they will be brought to justice.
All right. If I could just, follow up a little more on this, what would the SOP be for family members traveling along? I can understand in, very remote areas, there are these officers who haven't seen family members. It's both sides. It's a great picture here. But what would, was there a lapse? What is the standard operating procedure? Was that followed?
Sarah, I'm certain that the standard operating procedures are followed. The issue about families in the Assam Rifles is that our soldiers, because they are continuously in these areas, we have limited family accommodation in places. And the CO's wife, therefore, would be going to meet those family members of these soldiers. And this is an acceptable issue, and again, as I say, only in the Assam Rifles. Because of the presence of family members in company operating bases, that we allow the officer and his family to accompany him so that she can find out the problems that might exist as a welfare measure. So this would probably be the case, because Mrs. Tripathi would have gone along with the colonel and taken their son along just to find out the problems. Whether it was a lapse or not, Sarah, I don't agree. if you've seen the terrain as I have seen the terrain, there's just a single road. It's a very heavily wooded area, very heavy primary and secondary jungles. And this area has not seen operations or problems for the last 2 years or so. So maybe people thought that there would be nothing happening, or maybe there might have been a lack of information. But definitely there are two things that I am absolutely clear about, that seeing the kind of work that the army has done in Churachandpur, the locals would not be involved. We've had a press release from the Zomi chiefs who have strongly condemned this operation. These are the chiefs of the villages that are there. Yes, that's the picture. You can see just a single road, and on both sides it's there. And also the other thing is, Sarah, it's very close to the BP 50, which is on the Indo-Myanmar border, just about 20 odd kilometers away. So maybe somebody would have come from there and gone back.
Well, then that leads me to ask, sir, that would lead me to ask, the Defence Minister has tweeted, as have the Chief Minister, both of them saying, of course, that, whoever's behind this, the perpetrators will be brought to book, there will be justice, etc. How challenging is that, given the terrain, as you point out, given how close we are to the border, and in your opinion, the perpetrators would have crossed over, the fact that the attack took place hours ago now, it's at 10 a.m.
Yes, Sarah, I took part. You see, that's another thing. Normally the insurgents attack either early morning or late in the evening. They don't attack in the morning, because at that time everybody is on the way, on the road, and so the whole thing seems a little different from what is the previous issues. We will bring them to justice. After all, we brought the NSC and K group in 2015, who broke the ceasefire and went back into Myanmar when they killed 18 of our soldiers there in Manipur. We brought them to justice. So we'll bring these guys to justice, there's no doubt. And 46 Assam Rifles is an excellent unit, and it'll rally back very, very quickly. And I'm certain that the Assam Rifles and the army will have brought all the resources there to bring them to justice.
Undoubtedly, Lieutenant General Shaukin.
There's one more issue that I thought is important, is that, sometimes this longer periods of no activity or less activity tends to give people the impression that the Northeast or Manipur insurgency or the insurgency in Nagaland has been sorted out. And it's just a matter of law and order. I don't agree. We cannot lose sight of the fact that there is an insurgency in this area, and there are many insurgent groups with much more weapons than there are in Kashmir. And Kashmir gets the eyeballs, and this place doesn't get the eyeballs. So we need to find solutions, Sarah. That's the main thing. We need to find solutions. We need to find them quickly. And we need to bring the population back with us.
Well, so then, that also leads one to wonder whether one let down one's guard. But let me ask you, Manipur, like many northeastern states, it's home to several armed groups fighting for either greater autonomy or succession. And for decades, the army has been deployed to the area. It has borders, as you point out, with Myanmar, with China, Bangladesh and Bhutan. So who would the Assam Rifles believe, or the state government believe, to be behind the attack, or who would they be suspecting? No group so far has claimed responsibility, correct, as far as we know?
Yes, which is surprising, because normally groups tend to immediately claim responsibility. Well, from what the situation is on ground, Sarah, the people around that area are Kukis. Kuki has about 4 groups. Would any of these groups have tried to target him? That's one issue. Would they have, given this to the PLA to target? Or does the PLA have a reason to hit Colonel Biplab Tripathi or the army? Or was the PLA just trying to show its presence, or trying to say that we exist also? So we're not very clear. What is clear is that, yes, Churachandpur is a border district. The international border is not far away. There is a lot of drug smuggling also that takes place there, Sarah. A lot of drug smugglers have been caught in the recent last 2 years. There could be some drug angle there also. There could be smuggling angle. So one is not very sure, Sarah, but we will get to the bottom of this. That much we can assure the nation. And we will make sure that the perpetrators pay for this crime. This is not going to be left easy. We will do everything in our power to bring them to justice.
Undoubtedly. Last question then, Lieutenant General. This area has been once a hotbed of militancy. As you point out, no big incident in the last few years, last 2 years at least. You've mentioned some issues, the drug issues, etc. Any idea why? Could there be anything behind the timing of this? I know that there are polls around the corner. In your opinion, what do you think could be behind the timing, the fact that we're seeing, would you say this is a resurgence?
No, this is not a resurgence. Northeast has this habit of erupting when you least expect it to. That's the issue about the Northeast. We have to sort out this problem. We can't let it fester, Sarah. And if we let it fester, then this is what happens. Nothing happens for 2 years, and on the third year, somebody does something. And then the whole thing happens again. So half the time or 3/4 of the time, we're only reacting to issues. There are major governance issues there. There are smuggling there. There is a lot of drug smuggling, narcotic smuggling. And there are these groups. We have to bring them back to the mainstream. And we must take all efforts to do that as quickly as we can, Sarah. And not lose our sight on the fact that there is a festering insurgency there for the last 40 years. And if you take the Naga insurgency, it's from 1956. So we have to sort it out immediately. That's what I firmly believe. We cannot allow these things to continue. Yeah, not like this.
Lieutenant General Shaukin Chauhan, former DG of the Assam Rifles. Thank you so much, sir, for your time and for giving us an idea of the challenges on the ground and really, the problem at large and the problem on hand. Thank you.